Hey, what's up guys, how yous all doing? So another quick video in relation to the recent update and a slight rework of how some of Mesa's abilities now work. Her shooting gallery now stays active on Mesa for its duration, as well as shifting between teammates, which means she has a lot better crowd control as the buff is active on her at all times once you have it activated. Now, shooting gallery's weapon jam on enemies has always been really nice, but previously losing it to teammates made it a little bit annoying if you're running as Mesa, whereas now Mesa has it for the entirety of its duration, which is great, especially if you enjoy running as a shatter shield and not a turret mode Mesa. Now, the other change to Mesa was a pretty significant one. Her Peacemaker ability now benefits from your pistol mods. Mod your pistol for crit, elemental and multi-shot, and it will of course transfer over onto Peacemaker, which will make it deal an insane amount of damage. It really is powerful. Add on to that the fact that her Peacemaker regulator pistols are also silent weapons, which allow you to gain stealth multipliers and focus farm with ease, makes her an ideal focus farming frame. So please don't put a suppress mod on your sidearm, it's a huge waste of a mod slot. If you have a primed heated charge, use it over a hollow point mod as well, as it will give you much better results. Now, this is my Vaker Murloc build that I was using to transfer the mods. Now, the weapon you use doesn't matter, it's just the mods and I guess how many former you have on that weapon. The mods will transfer onto the Peacemaker, the pistol and its stats don't really matter. Now, I've been testing several builds in the simulacrum over the past few days, and I have been melting large groups of high level corrupted heavy gunners and bombards with ease with Peacemaker. And like I said, I've tested several different builds, and it seems to me that with these changes to her Peacemaker, it feels like they have brought back turret mode Mesa with a vengeance. Her damage output right now, like I said, is crazy. At one time, the old Mesa had a lot of haters in the Warframe community. She basically promoted hallway camping and huddling up on top of each other and cheesing through missions with no real effort or challenge, and it was basically a really cheesy way of getting as much components and farming as effectively as possible. You could put it down that way as well. It was boring as fuck, but it allowed you to farm with ease and no real effort. And because of this, the forums were spammed of course with posts with people begging Digital Extremes to please nerf Mesa. Now of course it made them rethink her and rework her a little bit, so her Peacemaker had a decreasing field of vision and you actually had to aim it. I know, shock horror. Now, the scary thing about how powerful she is now is they recently nerfed Excalibur to remove the same tactic with the so-called turret mode Exalted Blade, but instead of Exalted Turret now you have Mesa back, which for me makes no sense at all. Like I've said in my previous changes video that I made a few days ago, Digital Extremes have a habit of nerfing frames so that people no longer want to use them. They nerf them that badly, and on the other hand they buff frames to a godly status long enough before of course they eventually nerf them as well. So there doesn't seem to be any kind of middle ground or any kind of actual balance. The cycle just goes round and round and round, and people keep pumping forma into these different frames to become really powerful, only then for those forma to be wasted when that frame gets nerfed. So be careful with Mesa, I would warn you of that. I guess maybe veterans who've been around a little bit longer aren't so happy to accept the constant nerfing and buffing of frames. So these are my builds for Mesa right now. Config A is my Peacemaker build. Range of course has no effect on Peacemaker's distance to kill. Range only affects the field of vision of Peacemaker. So your 50-meter distance for the ability to kill enemies isn't affected by any range mods. So that's why I have a negative range. Like I said, this is only for Peacemaker. This isn't for shooting gallery or any other ability. It is strictly only for Peacemaker. Config B is my Shatter Shield build. Now, it's my preferred build to run with my Mesa. I like tanky builds and I like tanky Warframes, so this is my build of choice. Now, to get the maximum amount of 95% damage reduction from Shatter Shield, you will only need a rank 3 Intensify mod, which will bring you up to 120 power strength. So at that percentage you're hitting the maximum damage reduction, and more power strength won't increase that damage reduction whatsoever. So it's up to you whether you want to go for more power strength or not to increase your other abilities, your choice. Now, you could stick in a rage mod as well, but I've decided not to because my Zenuric is keeping me topped up with energy at all times, because the energy regen on my Zenuric is of course maxed. Now my config C is my shooting gallery build. It's a kind of slight variation I guess on config B, but it focuses more on range than anything else to try and get a lot of stuns in. Now like I always say in my build videos, these are my own personal builds. However you choose to mod your Warframe or weapons is entirely up to you. Build to your own strengths. Once you're having fun, that's the main thing. If you want to run a Hydride with a maxed out provoke build, then that's entirely up to you. Once you're having a laugh, who gives a shit? Now Mesa right now is in a scary place because of how powerful she is. Expect to see a lot more Mesas appearing in your missions once again. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of Mesa right now, her changes, her damage output and so on. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, don't if you don't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.